The wait is almost over. Tomorrow, Adventure Time finally returns with the long-awaited spin-off series, Fionna and Kate. So, with only one day remaining, I'm going to go over all of my final theories and predictions for the series. So, let's get into it. In yesterday's video, I hinted at the possibility that Fionna in the trailer might not be from an alternate universe at all. So, what did I mean by that? Well, if you haven't seen the movie 65 with Adam Driver, the entire point of that movie is that he thinks he crash landed on an alien planet, but it's revealed that he's still on Earth. He just time traveled 65 million years into the past. So I think it would be an interesting twist if through all the multiversal shenanigans and universe hopping, Fionna gets to the land of Ood that we come to know and love from the series, and we think it's just another universe, but it's actually revealed that it's her world from the future. I think it would be a cool twist if this new world where all the Fionna and Kate characters are just humans living in a normal world is just our land of Ood pre-Mushroom War. I think this would be a great explanation for Ice King's fanfictions. As we know, a lot of Simon's memories gained a dark twist when he became the Ice King. For example, his nickname for Betty, his wife, was Princess. So when he became the Ice King and was driven mad by the crown, he was obsessed with and constantly kidnapping princesses. I think it would be interesting and pretty dark if Fionna was someone that Simon knew before the Mushroom War. That would also explain why Ice King really wants to be friends with Finn all throughout the series. Maybe Finn reminds him of Fionna. In the original series, Fionna is just a female version of Finn that Ice King goes obsessed with befriending. What if it's Simon trying to regain his memories of his friend from the past by writing stories about them, but his identity of Ice King has warped them into just being gender-bent versions of the citizens of the land of Ood? This could explain why Simon seems to be losing his mind in the trailer. Maybe seeing the Fionna and Cake fanfiction and how popular it's become is driving him crazy, because not only did he lose Betty, but he's outlived everyone he used to know by over 1,000 years. Pretty dark, right? And while I really love this theory, I'm not gonna lie, after watching the second trailer, I'm not as confident in it. Both Fionna and human hot dog princess talk about dreaming about themselves in alternate universes. So, like I said in the last video, my original suspicion is probably true, and they're going to use dreams as a gateway into the multiverse. That would seemingly be doubling down on what Ice King said in the episode Fionna and Cake and Fionna, in which he says his fanfiction is beamed into his head as a dream. We even see that happen at the end of the episode, which still hasn't been explained. So if that's true and they're doubling down on it, maybe I'm wrong. But I love this theory, and you can't lie, it's pretty cool. Next up, let's talk about who this red guy is. He seems to be the new villain of the franchise, but what's his deal? What characters in this franchise can we relate him to try and come to a conclusion to who he is or where he came from? Let's go over his basic features. Ruby body armor with a pointed head. The first character that comes to mind is Glob, but there isn't much else that connects the two, but I will be doing a future video totally dedicated to Glob, so stay tuned for that. But as we all know, there's another character in this franchise with a red body, a pointed head, and has a recently acquired body armor. That's right, I'm talking about Golb Betty. Could this be the newest scholar of Golb? Well, since the Lich mentioned it once and was immediately snuffed out in the exact same episode, we were never really given any context to what that even means. All we know is that he considers himself one, but I think we can take some hints. Let's just assume that the scholars of Golb are beings that worship or do the bidding of Golb, like his minions from the finale. If this is the case, I think we can paint a picture for who this guy really is. We all know that Betty's final and truest wish was to keep Simon safe at all costs, and I think it's safe to say that in the series, Simon is going to want to find Betty again, and I don't think Golb Betty wants that. Betty and Simon's relationship is what led to the summoning of Golb in the first place, and considering all Betty wants is to keep Simon safe, I don't think she would want there to be any chance of history repeating itself. And while we don't know why Fionna, Cake, and Simon are together or what their goal is, I think it's safe to say that it will have disastrous consequences for the multiverse. And I think Betty created this guy as the new scholar of Golb to prevent the trio from undoing what was basically her dying wish, to keep Simon safe at all costs. Now, you might say, but we see this guy attacking them in the trailer. If Betty wanted to keep Simon safe, why would she send this guy? Well, to answer that, we'll have to look at Death and the Lich. Just as Golb is the embodiment of chaos, Death is the embodiment of, well, death. It's his duty to collect the souls of the damned, and at times he even seems to enjoy it, such as the time where Simon starts to slowly die of old age when the crown stops working. But just because he's the embodiment of death doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He's a loving husband and father who enjoys hanging out with Prismo and rocking out with Marceline. I think Golb is a similar situation. Even though he and his minions cause chaos wherever they go, I don't think that he's an actual malevolent being. being. He's just a baby. But I think the Lich sees Gobe's chaos and disorder as a justification for his lust for the extinction of all life. So, what does this all mean? I think it means that Gobe's scholars tend to misrepresent who they think they understand. So I could see a situation where Gobe Betty creates a scholar and says, stop these three from accidentally unraveling the multiverse and undoing my last wish of keeping Simon safe. And this guy just takes it as, okay, neutralize the threat so they aren't a danger to the multiverse. So, those are my final theories. Fionna and Cake might be from the past rather than another universe, and the new villain might be a scholar of gold. What do you think? Do you believe these theories? Let me know some of your own. To be honest, I love both of these, but I have a feeling that one or both are completely wrong. But I guess we'll have to wait and see till tomorrow when Fionna and Cake finally comes out. But until then, I guess I'll see you when I see you.